Luther Burton the third is here, ladies and gentlemen. On today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, we react to today's training camp practice, which just ended. A lot of talk about this guy. Let's go. How's it going, everybody? Harrison Graham here with another episode of Chicago Bears Now as we get into our daily camp report. We'll get to Luther Burton in a second. Big day for Caleb Williams as well, as it's getting a little exciting. Football is on our TVs tonight. Football is in the air. It is going to be fantastic. 2.5-hour practice today, the longest one yet. Pads were on. It was competitive out there, but it is the final day of July. And we have an updated subscriber count for the most subs this month on these 5 channels. Raiders report with a slight lead over Eagles now, 1244 to 1241. We are right there at 1212 in new subscribers this month. Cowboys report 982, 49ers report 818. But listen, let's finish this thing strong. Let's get the most subscribers in the month of July. Let's take down the Raiders report and Eagles Now. Daily Bears content, including our live show later this afternoon. All right, Luther Burton, folks, I think he's arrived. He had a very strong day today, and before practice today, Ben Johnson even said, yeah, from practice 1 to practice 2, there's been improvement. There's still some alignment issues, learning the playbook, that type of stuff. He's still catching up because he missed so much time, but Johnson said his play speed really stood out yesterday, and then today, I got to think it stood out even more because starting with one-on-ones all the way to team drills, he was just making plays left and right. These were just a trio of plays that we saw where fans captured video. Shout out to you guys. You guys know who you are. One-on-ones, Tyson Bagent threw him a beautiful deep ball that he beat the corner on, landed right in his hands. Good route there. Nice ball from Caleb to Luther on kind of like a deep crosser from right to left. He was lined up in the right slot. Caleb layered a ball in tight coverage. He beat Tyreek Stevenson, I believe it was. And then back with the twos with Tyson Bagent, it was kind of a deep out. Kind of an out comeback where he comes back to the football on the sideline, made a sliding catch as well. Just 3 of probably, 5 or 6 notable plays that he made today, working with the ones and working with the twos. And you just watch it just in basic clips, and you're just like, this guy's talent is just off the charts. He is twitchy, he is fast, he is quick, strong hands. We heard yesterday he high-pointed a ball in the back of the end zone where I think his heel came just out of bounds, but he can really go up and get it. And it sounds like he's responding well to some of the hard coaching that he's been taking because, listen, he's having to play catch-up. He missed all of the springtime with OTAs and minicamp in the first week or so of training camp. But 3 straight practices, he's getting better every day. And you saw today the full arsenal, the full talent on display on just how good this guy can be. Get the LB3s in the chat, baby. Luther Burton the third is what we call him because that's his name. Get the LB3s going if you're fired up about Luther Burton. All right, Caleb Williams cooking as well. Really strong practice again. Probably his best one yet. And I know we've said that in 3 of the last 4 practices, and that's nice to hear, right? Just getting better each and every day. Still not perfect. Defense is winning some too. We'll get to it later on, but they won the 2-minute drill against the first-team offense again. But I think what stood out to me today in the clips that we saw in the reporting from practice is just the full arsenal of throws that were on display from Caleb Williams. We talked about that layered crosser to Burton, just the nice touch, throwing it out in front of him where he can make a play on it. There was one as well. I think this is one of those simulated pressures that Declan Doyle talked about where randomly in the script of practice, they're having a time where a guy comes free. Caleb kind of rolls right initially, avoids the sack by kind of pivoting and cutting back into the pocket, and then throws about a 40-yard just touch deep ball from the right hash to kind of like almost like a deep like slot corner to Olamide Zaccheaus, hit him in stride for a gain of about 50 yards. Drew a free play, threw a nice deep ball to Rome Odunze. Now in a game, safety might have cracked him. Jonathan Owens was coming down quick, but typically on a free play, you're going to take the vertical route, and he hit him right in stride in between the corner and the safety. safety. Later hit Miles Boykin on a laser over the middle of the field. Just a really nice day. And again, the different type of throws and plays that he's making, within, the script of the play, then also the off script, the Zacchaeus one where he's avoiding a blitzer initially, cuts back in, throws the deep ball to him, and hits OZ. That was really nice to see. And you just see the growth, you see the confidence. It's showing. Ben is talking about it. Caleb talked about it yesterday. So I just think the vibes they're growing. They're high right now for the offense going up against a stingy defense. Ben Johnson said it the other day. Dennis Allen has an ego too. Like they're throwing a lot of different looks at us. They're challenging us each and every day. And it sounds like both sides, both units are challenging each other, which is, of course, what we all want to see. All right, more to come, including an interesting injury note that we're going to get to here in a second. But, guys, it's been a hot seller, but there's still plenty more available. If you want a Bears cutoff hoodie right now for 40% off, only $33, was $55. I suggest get it sooner rather than later because we are starting to run out of these. Chatsports.com/Bears hoodie. Link is in the comments and description of this video. Click and shop today. $33. Absolute awesome deal. Okay, Jaylen Johnson. So Ben Johnson, who speaks to the media like every other day, you hear from coordinators in between on the other days. But first question he got was like, hey, where are we at with Jaylen Johnson? What's his status? When do you think he could be back? And I thought Ben Johnson had some kind of phrased this pretty interesting when it comes to Jaylen's injury situation. He said, I think there is a scenario where he will be ready for week 1, and that is really the target day. I know he is working hard and diligently to get there for that, and with those types of injuries that he's got, you just never know. You never know. It's still early in that process, but I know he's attacking that rehab really well. So this thing, and, it might have just been poorly reported earlier, poorly phrased or whatever, but it went from a few weeks, which you would say, okay, anywhere from 2 to 4, but certainly not longer than that when you say a few. And then Brad Biggs said, I think 3 or 4 days ago, that it'll be about a month. Like, okay, he'll be back, ideally about 2 weeks before week 1. He'll miss probably all of camp, but he'll be ready for game prep and kind of ramp up time there. And now Ben Johnson says there is a scenario where he's ready for week 1. So it sounds like that's the goal. But is it the expectation? I think they're preparing for a world where he does not play in the opener, which that could be challenging. Obviously, Justin Jefferson over in Minnesota. By the way, Christian Darrisaw is progressing nicely. It looks like he could be in target to play week 1, whereas that was previously considered not likely. Jordan Addison is expected to get suspended, but will it happen before the opener? If Jaylen Johnson's out, that's a pretty tough task for this secondary because you're probably looking at Tyreek Stevenson and one of Nashawn Wright or Terrell Smith is your 2 primary outside corners. And we know Dennis Allen wants to play a lot of man, which I like that mindset, but that's a tough task against Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison potentially. So if he's out for that opener, that definitely throws a wrench into things potentially. Long way to go. Still sounds like they're cautiously optimistic for week 1, but that phrasing, there's a scenario where he plays week 1, doesn't exactly scream, yeah, he's for sure going to be out there. Maybe it's a coin flip. So it doesn't sound like that's a guarantee that he's going to play at all. Remember yesterday in terms of the other corners, Dennis Allen said that CB2 job is completely up for grabs with Nashawn Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Terrell Smith, maybe even Nick McLeod, who got a shout from DA as well. And listen, if Jaylen's out, the good news is all these guys are getting reps with the ones. They're going to have to mix and match early on in that first week if Jaylen can't go, which would certainly be a major blow and a pretty critical game to start this season against the Vikings. All right, some other notes from today's practice as we kind of empty the notebook here. Ozzy Trapilo, during the install period, was not with the ones, but in the first team drills, again, with the ones. So just these breadcrumbs continue to kind of circulate. Like, is he the front runner here? Off day tomorrow. Ben Johnson said they're going to have personnel meetings and kind of get a feel for where their roster is, where certain position battles sit. So could get some more clarity on Saturday on how that left tackle competition looks. By the way, just a note on that, Braxton Jones at one point apparently got smoked by Austin Booker, so that's not great for him. DJ Moore, I might do a full video on this. I'm not going to dive into it too much right now, but we saw it the other day, and we saw it again today. They're lining him up in the backfield. I think they're going to get him some touches out of the backfield more so than ever this season, which I'm a fan of. Not only because your running back room is, has some question marks, but also just get him the ball. Jonah Jackson didn't practice today. They labeled him day-to-day yesterday, so not going to freak out about that one yet, but certainly going to monitor that. Ryan Bates was primarily at right guard with the ones. Doug Kramer was working in there as well. And then Scott Daly, toward the end of practice, the long snapper, got carted off to the locker room. Again, the carted off thing is always the reporting on that in camp can be dicey. Did he walk over to the side and then hop on a cart and go off, or did he go down on a play and then the cart came out and took him off? It's unclear, but certainly got to monitor that. Luke Elkin, the rookie undrafted free agent out of Iowa, who played with Torrey Taylor as his long snapper, is also on the 90-man roster, so he can hold those duties up to this point until we know more about Daly. My guy Gary Ross outlined the 2-minute drill from the first-team offense here, saying that it went check down to Swift for 8 yards, first down on a pass to Swift, sack by Montez Sweat, incomplete to Loveland, 11-yard pass to DJ, scramble drill on fourth down, Tyreek Stevenson picked him off. So, again, it's not like the offense is just taking over, but some dominant moments from Caleb and certainly Luther today, but this defense has some pride and some talent as well. So for the second time in 3 days, the defense won the 2-minute drill. Tyson Bagent in the second-team offense against the twos picked up apparently 2 4th and 10s to extend their drive on a 2-minute drill, and Joel Wilson ended up catching a touchdown. So a little Joel Wilson sighting today. He made a couple of nice catches, so we'll definitely continue to watch that. I do think Tyson has ascended ahead of Case Keenum for that backup QB battle for now. He had a strong day today, but obviously that is still ongoing at this point in time. I'm pretty fired up. I feel good. The vibes around this team are good right now. If you're fired up after today's practice, type bear down in the comments. You can use the emojis as well. Don't forget to join us this afternoon. Bears Now live, 4 o'clock or so Central Time. So turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we go live, and we'll see you then. Bear down.